boys and girls. So, it's July 5th, 2025, and the kids swam in the pool about twice this year. It's been a hot summer here in New Jersey, but this year I had to do my deck. That came out great. Went to open the pool. The water was exceptionally low. I drained it just below the return lines, but when I opened the pool this year, it was down to the bottom step. So we bought the dye. We bought the dye. We looked around. Once we went into the deep end, we found a gash. My deep end's about 12 feet. This is a 18,000 gallon pool. We found a gash. It was about 1.5 inches long. To me, it looked like the skimmer pole went in about 900 miles an hour without a attachment. So after buying a whole bunch of scuba gear and a patch kit, I found out that I can't do everything, and I'm deathly afraid of drowning. So my wife went down there. She patched it up. I think it held for about a day. So a friend comes over on Father's Day with his 2 kids and his wife. Goes in my pool with the scuba gear, patches it up. I'm still losing water. I thank you, Bob, from the bottom of my heart, spending your Father's Day in my stupid pool. So that doesn't hold. I'm still leaking water. Now it's time to call a professional. Call a professional. Guy comes, full scuba gear, 2-person team. They go down there, patch it up. Listen, it's not leaking anymore, but most likely, I got about 8 acres of woods behind my house. Most likely it's a root from one of them trees. It moved in towards the pool wall. You could fix it when they redo the liner. Line is $10,000, $12,000. I don't have that right now, right? They patch it. We test it 3 days later. It's holding. Patch is holding. I'm still losing water. 1/2 inch to 1 inch a day. The guy said, listen, the guy that patched this, the leak you had there did not look like 1 inch a day leak. Because you definitely had one, but it did not look like 1 inch a day leak. Again, this is a pretty big pool. 16 by 30. Excuse me. So, the previous owner did the liner. It's only about 10 years old. Now, I've been opening and closing the pool for about 8 years now. Can't find the leak, can't find the leak, can't find the leak. So use the dye test, and then you go to the return jets. You go to the fiberglass steps. And yeah, it's got pimples on it. It's got the little pimples on it. It happens. You see my bucket for the bucket test. Check the pool light. Scan the whole bottom. Check for any other gashes, any other marks, any holes, anything. We have a little rust mark in the middle of the ramp going to the deep end, but it's not leaking. So it's not until I get to over here, check the skimmer, use the dye when the water's off, nice and calm. The dye will show you the direction the water's going. This return jet is supposed to clean the steps. It always had low pressure since I owned the house. But I really didn't feel I was losing that much water all the other years. Yeah, I know my steps are in rough shape. They'll be refinished on the top, but they are not leaking. So, squirted the dye in. Obviously it's plugged right now. Try to keep the water inside the pool. And the dye right in. So you go online, you try to look for ways to figure this out, and I'll go over here and I'll show you half my setup. So you see the two hoses. We have the garden hose, and we have the air compressor and the hose. And I made a little test rig. Now, I made this with crap you have around the house. I've seen guys online make it with PVC. It's cheaper. This is, obviously you don't want cast iron, but this is a temporary test rig. So I have the garden hose on one side valved. I have the air compressor in the other side valved. I have a 15 psi gauge, and I have an air compressor hose that goes out and feeds into the bottom of my pump. I closed the main and the skimmer valve, the main drain and the skimmer, the suction. I closed all three of these. When I compress it with water to about 15 psi, I got a leak out here. All right, no big deal. We can fix that. It's easy. It's above the ground. But that's the deck. That's the far one. That's not leaking. I got one right here by the stairs. The stairs is leaking. So we open this valve. We dump water in it at 15 psi for like 20 minutes. Just keep dumping water in it. Keep dumping water. Pay attention to the gauge. Leave this valve open. Once you get about 10 or 12 psi in that pipe, it's going to start dropping. If you have a leak, pressure is going to start dropping. That's when you introduce air pressure. Now, obviously, I got a mountain. Started digging it out. Goes under the concrete over here. Everything's hunky-dory. Well, yesterday, as I said, today's July 5th. Yesterday was the 4th of July and everybody was having parties. You can't hear anything. Who's mowing the lawn, who's playing the radio, fireworks, nonsense. Whatever, it's 4th of July, everybody parties, right? So here I am, 6 o'clock in the morning. I have my test rig set up. Filled it up with water. My test rig's like right around here. And the ground starts percolating. That's my leak. My leak's in here. We're going to dig it up and we're going to find it. I also found that when I pressurized the skimmer, because obviously you can't pressurize the main drain, you'd have to take the main drain cover off and put a threaded plug on the inside. And I just told you I can't do that. So we put a threaded plug like this in the skimmer drain, and we pressurized that valve, and there was water coming out of the stem hole. It needs a few O-rings. They sell rebuild kits for this. I'm not positive about the PVC quarter turn valve. So we're gonna dig this up. Most professionals use something called a hydrophone, and they could hear this much better in a noisy environment. But I don't have all that. This is for at-home DIY. So this thing apparently worked. If you're going to make one, I suggest using a gate valve on both sides. Control the flow a little better than a quarter turn valve, and make it all out of either brass or PVC. But it works. It's a proven theory. It works. I'm gonna dig this up and try to show you guys. This is my disaster. Okay, boys and girls, we are back. So we'll turn the deep end off. This valve is leaking. That I know. Turn the deck off, the deep end off, and open the stairs. Okay, the stairs are open. We still got our hookup. We're all hooked up. And we have our hole in the ground. I may or may not have overpressurized the gauge, but we get the idea. This is a big hose going into a small hose, so there's a restriction. This is going to be high. Excuse me, guys. Again, it's early in the morning. Alright, so that's plugged. Okay. So we're trying to pressurize the line. Comes out of there and goes underground to here. So this is where I heard it when I pressurized it with water and then air. I heard it gurgling over here. Let's see, maybe she needs a little more water. So the way I have this, right? I have the main and skimmer drain valved off. I just went over these. These are valved off. The stairs are open. So this is getting pressurized. So it's going to take a minute for the whole system. Fill up. I wish I could show you that. It's on like 3 pounds. It's all banged up. So yeah, let the water run. It takes time. Again, it's quiet. We don't have any of that fancy listening equipment. There you go. It's washing out all this shit on this concrete. It's good the concrete ain't so thick. But yeah, so it's in that return piping from there to here. I'm gonna try and get away with the rest of the summer with just valving it off. Because I don't want to fix this in 90-degree heat. I probably gotta cut the concrete, cold contractor or something. Damn. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you had a happy 4th of July. This is what we're dealing with. Hope this helped you. And good luck with your projects, ladies and gentlemen.